Well, I'm here at Unity College in Northampton. This is a project valued at £7.2 million and involves the construction of a new Key Stage 3 teaching block and sports hall, as well as associated external works like drainage, groundwork, roofing and car parking. The project was started in October 2003 and is due to be completed in October 2004. So I've come along to meet John Hayes, Gleeson's contract manager, to find out more. Okay, so John, tell me about the main issues that were involved when Gleeson took over this project.
Well, basically it was the time period we had in order to construct the new building and get the building ready for the children when they returned in September. There was an additional 1,000 children coming into the school, so what we had to do was to get certain parts of the new building ready and also prepare parts of the older sections of the school for the children to move into both areas.
So John, if you had the chance to do this all over again, what would you do differently?
From our point of view, we would like to have been involved in the design elements earlier on in the project. We're primarily a design and build contractor. We've got a lot of expertise in that area, and I think we could have brought a lot of our knowledge and expertise to the table with regards to buildability and our general knowledge of running construction projects.
Well, I'm here with Sharon Good, the principal of Unity College. Sharon, a phenomenal amount of work going on here at the college. Can you give me an overview of exactly what's happened here?
Right. In Northampton, we've reorganised the whole of the education system, and we had an upper school which held 500 students, and it has now grown this September to 1,200 students from 11 to 18.
Now, you've had a situation where you've had to obviously keep a school open whilst growing. Have there been any specific issues that you've had to overcome in order to kind of iron out any problems?
I mean, a number. I mean, realistically, the biggest one is basically health and safety. It's about managing our needs alongside those of a building programme. And when young people are involved, whilst you put signs up and think young people don't follow them to the letter of the law, it's about management of health and safety. Those have been the main challenges when we're changing project areas or things like that. That's been one of the main challenges we've had.
What sort of targets have you had to set Gleeson? Have you had to actually say we need so many classrooms, we need this area ready by such and such a time?
Yes, and it's been very specific because one thing that schools run along is term dates, and days, basically the college day, is a prescribed event. So they can't work, demolition work cannot happen before 3:30 because the classrooms are being used for teaching. So it puts quite a number of constraints on the project, which are, you know, if you were just building for any other purpose, not around a school, make that more challenging, I think, than general projects.
To what extent have Gleeson sort of succeeded or failed with all these issues that the school has brought up?
I mean, I feel that they have, as I've said earlier, always been willing to sit down with us and take on board the concerns or the challenges that we've had. Some of the challenges we've had have been, you know, very difficult to deliver on, and we've had our ups and downs. But on the whole, I guess we're working as a team on the project, and that's what's rewarding about it, is that I do feel they are willing to listen and work with us.
Well, Unity School is just one of a number of high-profile projects that we've undertaken in the education sector. As a company, we've been responsible for many major school and academy builds throughout England and Scotland, as well as universities, community colleges and other educational institutions. But right now I've got to head south to check out an altogether different kind of project. Well, from Northampton to Kent and the Bexley Leisure PPP project. The contract itself is with Boxwood Leisure Limited, and work got underway here in August 2003. It's due to be completed in July 2006. The project is valued at £31 million and involves the partial demolition of the facilities here at Crooklog Leisure Centre, as well as another centre down the road in Erith. On top of that, temporary facilities have had to be introduced to ensure continuity of leisure provision within the borough. As well as all that, there's also the demolition and rebuild of a golf clubhouse down at Sidcup. Pat, give us an idea of what's been going. What have been the issues from the beginning?
Well, the issues from the beginning, we could say we've got two jobs, obviously running concurrently. One here at Crooklog, the other one over at Erith. Similar aspects on both, but the means of construction or the way it's been gone about has been different. I mean, here at Crooklog, we opted to dig the pool out first, get rid of all the bulk excavation, put foundations in during that course, and then basically take the structural steel frame up from then.
Supply chain management, an important issue within Gleeson.
Yeah.
How has that been of use to yourself as project manager, but also to what extent has it delivered benefits to the client?
Well, where it's of use to us as a company is obviously Gleeson's have got a supply chain, which is obviously a supply chain of preferred subcontractors. In particular on all the big key subcontract packages. Give you a prime example here would probably be the roof and cladding. We've gone there to SIAC, who's a subcontractor that was used quite extensively by Gleeson's on the Lambeth project that's just been finished. So that's one example of where the supply chain management has been used. All subcontract packages that we go out on, basically we tend to first obviously go to preferred subcontractors on the list. Other than that, then we open up and then go out to the more to the open market.
Obviously you've got this close relationship with the client, with him being resident on site.
Yeah.
Where have you been able to really deliver some good news to the client?
Well, the good news I felt we delivered was when the handover for the sports hall on this job. The date that was set for us to hand over was the 14th of June. We achieved that date, so we delivered on the date. Not only that, we actually enhanced what we were going to deliver by he mentioned to us a while ago that there was a particular problem here with regards to parking. Members using the temporary facility were finding it difficult to park properly, that they wanted some more space. We had an opportunity where we looked at the programme, and on the western car park at the far end, we felt that we could push that area of the programme on. We did so with Dunn's, our groundwork subcontractor, and we were able to give them that facility, which they were very pleased with.
Well, I'm with Jeremy Lightfoot, the project manager for Boxwood Leisure, the consortium behind the whole project. Can you give us an idea of the scale of this whole scheme?
Sure. Boxwood Leisure are in contract with Bexley Council to deliver 3 leisure centres across Bexley's borough. We're currently in contract and building 2 of those. Crooklog Leisure Centre, where we are today, and Erith Leisure Centre, just to the north of this site.
You still have an interest in health and safety on site,
Indeed,
in spite of it being a PPP project. How have you thought that Gleeson have, at least so far, been performing in that area?
I think that's certainly one of the strengths that I, as kind of the client, have picked from the way in which Gleeson manage their sites. Been very impressed with the organisation of each of the sites, because we're dealing with 2, Crooklog and Erith. The organisation of the sites has been excellent. The systems and reporting processes have been very good and very clear. And when I've asked questions about CDM requirements and health and safety files and plans, they have been very quick to provide me with that information.
You've had a lot of contact with Gleeson, obviously,
Yeah.
from the very early stages, and have contact with them on a daily basis. What would you say about their documentation and their reporting standards?
I think we have both learned what we actually need to get the right information from the project. In the early days, as you'd expect, we were both trying to understand each other's requirements, and we've built up a portfolio of documents and reporting standards that now is satisfactory, and I think does provide both parties with the information needed to progress the project. So I'm happy with how we've now built up that project reporting system.
Now, performance-wise, we've already had some good news
Yep.
regarding the sports hall. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we have within the consortium an operator, Parkwood Leisure, and they obviously are very interested in being able to operate the facilities as soon as possible. They are the customer face, if you like, of the consortium. They're keen to get facilities up and running as soon as possible. As part of the contract, we needed to make the sports hall available at some point within the build programme, which Gleeson's were able to achieve. As part of that process, in the talking through me and Parkwood Leisure, they also were able to deliver early a bit of the car park at this particular facility, which gave the customer an improved amenity early into the process.
Leisure centres, fitness clubs, football stadiums, all part of an extensive portfolio of leisure projects here at Gleeson. But now I'm off into central London to check out a very high-profile healthcare project. Well, a train and a tube ride later, and I'm here in a rather damp central London. The final stop on my journey to visit the nearly completed Evelina Children's Hospital. The project, worth £42 million and spread over 2.5 years, to design and build a 140-bed, 7-storey, highly serviced, state-of-the-art children's hospital. The client, Guy's and St Thomas's NHS Hospital Trust. Well, I finally managed to track down Graham Harrison, the contracts manager here at Evelina Children's Hospital. Graham, an amazing project underway here, but not one without incident.
Not at all. From the very beginning. The NHS couldn't afford to. It's charity funded, this hospital. And I think our first price, although I wasn't involved in the job initially, was 52 million. And they wanted it built for 38.
You brought a lot of experience from another hospital project.
We did. The team that started this off were a good team that had done a big job in North London, and they kicked the thing off. So as far as the Gleeson team's concerned, that was excellent. Then we fed in we did a job at St George's Hospital, the cardiothoracic neuroscience unit down at Tooting, and that was also a big scheme, 48 million. The fit-out team from that hospital came across here, so at the appropriate time, that experience was brought across.
Going forward, what do you think you'll be able to take from this project? Either for similar projects, NHS-based projects, or other design and build, or even traditional builds?
We've learned, I think the whole company's learned, that you need a very strong planning department. It needs to have a voice at the beginning of the job as well as throughout the job, and get hold of the designers and manage the design. Get involved early, influence, bring our influence, our experience to bear, and maintain the budgets after that. And tie the architects into our budgets.
To get involved earlier, don't necessarily have a designer novated onto your project.
Let them understand what they've got to, what value they've got to design to.
Graham, you're a busy man. Many thanks for your time.
Pleasure.
Well, I've had the opportunity to dash around the region looking at 3 different types of projects in different sectors, and each has its different set of challenges. That's it from me. I hope you enjoy your day. Bye-bye for now.